Hi, welcome back and welcome to my channel Techie Krish or GSG Agra. So in the Python tutorial today I am going to discuss some MCQs on user-defined functions. In my last couple of videos I discussed various types of user-defined functions and the arguments. I also discussed positional arguments, keyword arguments and default arguments and the order of mentioning these arguments while using the user-defined function as formal parameters. So this time I'm going to give you insights on what sort of MCQs we can find in our test paper. So let's move to our MCQs. So here there are some MCQs which I am going to discuss one by one, and I'll also answer them and give the answer option in answer column here. So let's start. The first question is, which keyword is used to define a function? So there are the options def, define, func and function. So in this question the option which is correct is option A is the correct answer. So I'll highlight it and write the option also in answer column. And now the next question is, which of the following items are optional in function header? So see here, there are some options. Function name is not optional. Parameters, it is optional. So I'll go with option B. And option B. Now third question is, which of the following items is or are mandatory in a function header? Means out of these four options, function name, parameters, keyword def and none of these, out of these options which are mandatory? So from my point of view, the function name is also mandatory, parameters may be optional, and keyword def is mandatory. So A and C are the correct options. A and C are the correct options. A comma C here, these are the correct options. So in the end of the document I also shared the answers, and in the end of the video I'll share this document with you in my description box. You can find it out and practice it. And the now next question is, a function without any return statement will return what? So it will return option D, that is none. Okay, now the next question is, how many return statements can a function have? 0, 1, 2 or as many as needed. So in Python you are free to return as many as the values from user defined function. So the option D is the correct option. In the next question, which of the following statements is or are true? Default arguments should follow non-default arguments. Non-default arguments should follow default arguments. A default argument can be between two non-default arguments. A non-default arguments can be between non-default arguments. So I must go with default argument should follow non-default argument, means option A is the correct option. Now question number 7, which of the following statements is or are true? A positional argument should follow keyword arguments. It is false. Keyword arguments should follow the positional arguments. This is true. A keyword argument can be between two positional arguments. False. A position argument can be between two keyword arguments, so this is also not correct. So I must go with keyword arguments should follow the position argument. So option B is the correct option. Now the question number 8, which of the following statements is or are true? Formal parameter get their values from the corresponding actual parameters. Actual parameters get their values from the corresponding formal parameters. The number of actual parameters must always be optional to the number of formal parameters. So here I should go with formal parameters get their values from the corresponding actual parameters. So question number 8, and the correct option is A. So I'll highlight the option number A. Now next question is, which of the following function headers is are invalid? Def test A0, B. So here this is a default parameter. So first parameter cannot be the default parameter, or it cannot come before the position parameter. So A is incorrect. Def test A0, B0. This is it is asking invalid. So the first one is invalid, means test A is equal to 0, B. This is not correct, so this is invalid. Def test is equal to A0, B is equal to 2. So this is the correct because all the parameters are having the values, so default parameters are there, all parameters are default parameters. And third one is test b is equal to 0, a is equal to 2, so here default parameters are having the values, and that is why this is also valid. Def test a comma 2, this is not correct. So a and d are the answers of this question. We cannot take directly the value option D, so that is why this is the invalid. But the first parameter is okay. We cannot initialize or we cannot have the literal directly as formal parameter. A and D are the answer. Now question number 10. Which of the following function calls is or are invalid for the following function? So def test a comma b is equal to 0. So one is positional parameter, print a comma b, a minus b. So which of the following function is invalid? So I'll go with option test 5 is okay, test 5 comma 3 is also okay, test 5 is b is equal to 5 and a is equal to 3 is also okay, and option D test a is equal to 4 and 7, this is not correct. So I'll go with the invalid statement because it is asking the invalid statement, and that is why I'll go with the option D. Option D. Now next question is 11. Which of the functions calls is or are invalid for the following function? So here the function is having default parameters a is equal to 10 and b is equal to 20 and pass. So in question number 11, test 5 is not invalid. Test 5 comma b is equal to 4, 6 is not invalid. But test 4 comma 5 which of the following function calls valid for the following functions? So over here test 5 c is equal to 4 and 6 is not valid because the default parameter should come in the end of all the positional parameters. So a is incorrect, b is incorrect, and c is also incorrect because it is having the default parameters in the beginning. But option D is, I think, is the correct answer because the default parameter is in the end of all the parameters, means positional parameter 4, positional parameter 5, and c is equal to 4. So this is default parameters. So question number 12, the correct option is option D. Actually, I have to discuss question number 11. Which of the following calls invalid test a comma 10 b 20, so which is incorrect? So I think this here also, because we cannot use the default parameter in the beginning. So here option B is the correct option. Sorry, option D is the correct option. So I should go with option D. Question number 12. And I was saying the option D is the correct for this question, because valid option is test 4 comma 5, because the last parameter is the default parameter, so it is matching, and that is why this is valid. Question number 12, option D is the correct option. Now question number 13. Observe the following code. Test a comma b comma c, print a plus b plus c. So when I call 4 5 and c is equal to 6, so what should be the correct answer? 2 position parameters and 1 keyword argument. Yes, this is correct. 2 positional parameters, position arguments, and 1 keyword argument. So I should go with option A, because 2 keywords not there, 2 position arguments is there, and it says 1 default parameter, default argument, so default argument is not there. 2 default argument not there, and that is why option A is the correct option for this question 13. Now question number 14. Which of the following statements is or are correct? All variables defined inside a function are local variables. It's not true. Global variables can be defined inside a function. This can be true. Keyword global can be used outside a function also. So I think this is also true. So for this question number 14, option B and C are supposed to be the correct options. So I'll go with B and C here. Because option D, keyword global, can be used inside a function only, this is not correct. So I should go with these two options. Global variables can be defined inside a function, this is true. Keyword global can be used outside a function also, this is also true. So I should go with two options, B and C. B and C. Now question number 15. Pick the correct output generated by the following code. Def function 1 and pass and print type function. So over here this belongs to the class class function. So option 3 I should go with. Answer is C. Now question number 16. Pick the correct output generated by the following code. Def function 1 pass type of function 1. So type of function which return non-type, because it is not returning, and that is why the return type is non-type. So non-type, option B is the correct answer. Now question number 17. Pick the correct output generated by the following code. Def function to return. So over here it is returning and no value it is returning, and that is why the option is correct option should be B, because if the function returns the value when there is no value to be returned, and in this case it will return the none value, and that is why option B is the correct answer. Yes, option B is the correct answer. In 17, option B is the correct answer also. Now question number 18. Pick the correct output generated by the following code. So over here, def function 1 return 1. So it is the category, a type function 1 it is returning is category A. It is returning category A because this is returning an integer, and that is why option A is the correct option. Now the question number 19. Pick the correct output of the following code. Def function 1 return square bracket 1, means this is returning the list, and that is why the correct option is C option, 19 C option. List is, it is the function is returning a list, class list. This is the correct option. So I'll highlight list. Option C is the correct option for 19, question number 19. Now question number 20. Pick the correct output and function 1 returning 1 comma 2. So 1 comma 2 it is returning two values, and so if you want to know the type of function 1, so it is returning the tuple, and that is why the correct answer is option D. Forgot to write C, and in question number 20 option D is the correct option. So these were some MCQs I discussed here, and these MCQs will help you a lot while solving the MCQs on user defined functions. Hope you understood, and I'll share this sheet with you to practice with the video. So we'll meet in the next video. Till then, bye bye.